Hey guys, welcome to my channel again. I'm so happy to see you. So in today's video we're gonna be creating this beautiful UI, this chat application, and we're gonna be using Flutter to achieve this. So this is one of the interfaces that we're gonna be creating. We're gonna have this space for messages, this area here where you can write some message, you can type something like this one, and whenever you're typing it's gonna grow up, stuff like that. And after that we're gonna start with this interface right here where you have all of these images here, and here at the bottom you're gonna have all the conversations. So we are just using one image because it's just an example. Feel free to change all of these, feel free to put your images, to change it and modify as you want. Okay guys, let's code. So before going any further, we're gonna make sure that we have our assets folder created, and inside of this asset folder we're gonna have the folder for the fonts, and the fonts that we're using is the pop-ins. So we have this folder called pop-ins, and inside of this folder we're gonna have these 3 files for our fonts. And after that we're gonna create another folder called images, and here inside of these images folder we're gonna just add one file, this one. This is the image that we're going to use for the user of our application. And after that we're going to make sure here in the pub spike, we're going to make sure here we're going to make sure here in the YAML file we have this path. So for the images we're going to have this one, and for the fonts it's gonna be this one. Okay, now we can start coding, and the first thing that we're gonna do will be actually to create first the main.dat file. Okay, first let's import the material package. This is the main function of our application. My app, let's call it, and here it's gonna be a stateless widget. Yeah, it's gonna return the material app widget, which is the main widget of every Flutter application. So we're gonna remove the banner from our screen. We're gonna need some theme data. Let's say font family, pop-ins, and after that say use material 3. It's gonna be true. So the first screen or the first page of our application, let's call it chat page. Don't worry, we're gonna create that. Okay, to create this page all we have to do is to come back here to create another folder called pages, and instead of here we're gonna have a file called chat page.dart. Here we're gonna import material.dat package, and here let's make it stateless. Let's call it chat page. Let's copy this name. Come here. Let's save. Let's import it, and yeah, we're good. Okay guys, let's go back to our chat page and do some stuff there. So here we're gonna return a scaffold This scaffold will have a body. It's gonna be a container because you're gonna need some color. So let's say color. It's gonna be red, and this container will have a child. It's gonna be a column because we're gonna have some many widgets inside of it. It's gonna be children. So the first parts, okay, this column will be divided in two parts. The first part will be the area for chat texts area. This is the first area, and the second one is the conversations area. Okay, let's start with this one. So the first one will be a text. Let's say text, and it's gonna be just chats. Let's 70, yeah, like that. But it's not so great here for this conversations area. Here for this conversations area, we're gonna have a container, and this container will be expanded. Let's first add here. Okay, this container will be expanded with this. Yeah, everything is okay. But now this text is up here. We need this text to come down a little bit. So for that, we're gonna wrap these texts by padding, and we're gonna have padding only here at the left. Let's say 20, top let's say 100, the bottom it's gonna be, let's say, 10. Yeah, it's good, but it's very so small. So the way we're gonna correct that is by adding some style to this text, and the color will be white, the weights will be bold, and the font size, let's say 35. It's 70. Yeah, it's good, but it's not centered. Let's change that. Here we're gonna just write cross-axis elements. Let's say start. It's 70. Yeah, it works. Okay guys, the following step for this interface will be this conversations area right here, and the way we're going to be creating that is very simple. As you can see here, we're gonna have this big gray container here with these border radius here at the top, and as you can see here, this area here, the conversations area, is divided in two parts. The first one is this, and the second one is this one. So we're gonna start first with this one so we can go after to this also. So let's get to the code. Okay, first let's start with the decoration of this container. So decoration, box decoration, the color will be gray, 100, radius, the border radius will be actually vertical, so we can just put it at the top. So radius circular, let's make it 30. Yeah, it's good. Okay, now let's display all the conversations here in this area, the conversations area, and just like this. So for that, we're gonna need a list view builder. So let's say list view builder. It's gonna be a list of just 4 items for now. And here we're gonna return, let's say, custom conversation item, just like that. Okay, now let's create this item. All we have to do is to copy it and come down here and paste it there, so we can return this sized box here. This sized box will have a child. This child will be a row, because as you see here, there are 2 widgets in this row. This is the first one and this is the second one, so they are displayed horizontally. The first widget is a site called avatar, and here it's gonna have a radius of, let's say, 35. The image will be from the assets image. Let's say yellow. Let's 70. Yeah, it's displayed. So the second widget inside of this row will be actually a column, because we're gonna have first the name of the person, and the second widget will be also a text displaying the last message. So the name here is Yala Kuhanda. The second text is the last message. How are you? Let's 70. Yeah, it's displayed. So now let's add some space between these 2 widgets, and the way we're gonna do that is by coming here and write size box of a width of 10. Let's 70. Yeah, it works. So now we're gonna need some style for these first texts. Style, text style. We're gonna change only the font weight, and it's gonna be bold. It's 70. Yeah, great. So in order to have some space all around these widgets right here, so it's not gonna stack on the screen, we're gonna come up here and wrap the entire widgets by padding, and this padding will be, agent states, let's say only. So the left side will be 20, right 20 as well, and the bottom 20 as well. So let's 70. Everything works. Okay, the following step for this interface will be actually the creation of this patch right here. So as you can see, we have all of these images inside of this path with these texts just below here. So let's do this. Okay, first we're gonna make sure we are at the first index of the list actually. So we're gonna come here in this list view builder, and we're gonna make it add a condition. So here we're gonna test something like if index equals 0, so that we can return or display our container. I'm gonna say return container. This container will have a child. First, let's add some decoration for it. So box decoration, the color will be white, the radius, border radius will be 30. Yeah, like this. And after that, we're gonna have a child, and this child will be a column, because we do have 2 children's, in this container, and the first one is the people images area, and the second area is the titles area, just like that. And so okay, for this people area we're gonna need a sized box. So let's say sized box, and this sized box will have a width. It's gonna be double max finite because we're gonna put a list right here. And after that we're gonna need a child. It's gonna be a single child scroll view, so it's gonna scroll only when the screen is small. Here we're gonna have a row. This row will have children, but before going any further, here we're gonna define something like scroll direction. Because it's a row, it's gonna be axis, horizontal, yeah, like that. And after that, now here in our row, these children will be just a list. Let's generate maybe 10 items, and this item will be cycle avatar. Its radius will be 35. Background image will be from the assets. Images. Let's pick up our image. It's yellow. G, yeah, like that. And images are actually displayed. So here at the top we see this space. So let's remove that. To remove that, all we have to do is to come here in our list view and write something like padding to remove all additional paddings. Yeah, just like that. Okay guys, before moving forward, we're gonna make some refactory to our code, and the part that we're gonna change is this one. So we're gonna remove these widgets from here, and here down here we're gonna create a widget called my contacts, and these widgets will return now, yeah, like that. So all we have to do now is to come up here and put our widgets, and nothing changes. This means everything works. Okay, and now let's add some space to our widgets right here. So we're gonna go back to our my contact widgets, and here in this single child scroll view we're gonna say padding. It's gonna be symmetric, horizontal, let's say 20, let's 70. Yeah, we have now a space here. After that we're gonna need some space between these widgets, and so all we have to do is to wrap this cycle avatar inside the padding widgets, and here we're gonna say only. We're just gonna need space at the right side of, yeah, like that, of this cycle avatar. And as you can see here, we have the space well displayed. It's good. Okay, now let's work on this part right here. These three texts. The first one is all, second one is family, and the last one is buddies. So the way we're gonna do that is by coming back here in our titles area, and here we're gonna define a row because they are displayed horizontally. The first item will be a text, so here it's gonna be all. Let's copy paste this text 2 times, and here we have all. The second one is family, and the last one is buddies. Let's 70. Yeah, it's they are displayed, but they are all of them are displayed at the same place. We don't have any space between them. So in order to have some space between them, we're just gonna first add some stuff. This one is, so first it's gonna be font weight first. Oops, font weight, excuse me. This one will be bold, and the color will be red. So let's see. Okay, let's increase the font size. Let's make it 18. Yeah, like that. So here we're gonna need some space. We're gonna use sized box. Let's give it 10 as width, like that. And here we're just gonna copy paste this style for all of our texts, all of our titles, but the color will not be red anymore, so we're gonna make it gray for this one and this one as well. Let's have and see. Yeah, it's good. But here we're just gonna have also some space between family and bodies. After that, we're gonna need some space all around these widgets, and the way we're gonna do that is very simple. So we're gonna come here and add a global padding to this container. It's gonna be 20 everywhere, just like that. After that, we're gonna need some space between these two areas, these images and this text. So here we're gonna say size box height, let's say maybe 40. Let's 70. Yeah, like that. It's good, but we're gonna first, to make it more beautiful, we're gonna decrease this height. Let's make it 20. And after that, for this container, we're gonna change this. It's not gonna be 20 for all sides, but symmetric and vertical. Let's make it 40. Yeah, like that. And so for the text, we're just gonna add some padding, and here let's wrap this row by padding. It's gonna be only at the left side 20. Yeah, like that. So when we scroll, it's 2 like this. Yeah, it's good. But here we're gonna add some space between these two areas. So all we have to do is to come in this container. So let's come up here. This my contacts container, this one, don't forget. And here we're just gonna add a margin only at the bottom. It's gonna be 20. Let's 70. Yeah, just like that. Okay, let me test something by increasing the length of this list view builder. So let's say make it 10. Now we can try to scroll and see where the results. Let's make it maybe 20. Save. So when you scroll here, it's not keeping the radius. You see that? We don't want that behavior, so we're gonna change that. And to change that is we're just gonna come up here and add a widget called clip rect. it says a radius, so we're gonna just take this one, paste there. Let's save. Now let's test and see. And as you see, it works. The behavior is gone. Everything is good now. Okay. Okay, let me add this container here with this plus sign inside of it. So all I have to do is to come here in the contacts widgets. Okay, so here on the lists, I'm gonna remove this first. It's gonna be like that. Here I'm gonna make a text. I'm gonna make a condition. So if we are at the first index, if index equals 0, I'm gonna return something. So it's gonna be a cycle flutter as well. It's gonna have a radius of 35. The color first, background color, it's gonna be gray. Let's give it 200. After that, it's gonna have a child. This child will be a text. This text will be a plus sign. Let's give it some style. Font size, it's gonna be 40. Let's 70. Just like that. Okay. So we're gonna need also some padding to the right of these widgets. Only right, maybe 10. Yeah, like that. And we are good. It's good. Okay, now we want to add some navigation to our conversations item. So whenever the user clicks on this icon, on this item here, the conversations item, we want to be able to send him to another page actually. So let's do that. So all we have to do is to come here to these widgets, the my conversation, the custom conversation item, and all we have to do is to wrap these widgets by a gesture detector actually, and it has an on top, and here we're gonna say navigator dot of, gonna push material page routes, it's gonna build, and here we're gonna add our, let's say, conversation page. Don't worry, we're gonna create that. It's gonna be const. So here we're gonna add this context here, and all we have to do to remove the issue will be to come here and just use our context. Yeah, it's good. So now we're gonna create this conversation page. So we're gonna come here in our pages folder, and there we're gonna create a file called conversations page.dart, just like that. Oops, just like that. And here we're gonna import the material darts package. Let's begin with a stateless widgets. We can change it if we want to use a stateful widgets in the future, but now let's start with a stateless widgets. So we're gonna go back here and copy this name so we can use it there. All we have to do now is to import these widgets, and we're good. So let's reload the application, and here let's try to click on this one. Yeah, it works. Okay, for this conversations page, we're gonna return a scaffold as well. This scaffold will have a background color. Let's make it gray 100. It's gonna have an bar. This bar will be a preferred size. Okay, size from height, let's make it 80, and the child widget is required, so this child will be a row. This row will have children, just like that. So the first children will be an icon button, a row back. Let's remove these casts, and here on pressed, whenever the user clicks on this on press button, we want him to go back to the previous page. So all we have to do is to say navigator of contexts pop, just like that, and the icon is displayed but it's not at the right place. We're gonna change that. So after that, in this row, we're gonna have also a column. This column will have two widgets, and the first one will be a name, the name of the person. So it's gonna be there. And the second text will be just online, just like that. So the last widgets will be the circle avatar. Oops. And here it's gonna have a radius of just 25, and the image will come from the assets as well. Assets image, so let's say just like that. But here we're just gonna, our cycle avatar will not be displayed inside of this column. Let's remove it from there, and we're gonna put it in the row, just like that. And here we're just gonna add some space between all of the widgets inside of this row. So we're gonna say main axis elements, space between, just like that. Okay, now we're gonna center the content of this column by saying main axis elements center, just like that. And after that, we're gonna need some style for this text. Just the font weight will be changed, bold, just like that. Okay, let's add some padding to our row widgets so it can be more beautiful. Let's wrap it by padding, and here we're just gonna say only at the left it's gonna be just 10 because we already have a icon button there. Right, it's gonna be 20, and top, let's say 40. Yeah, like that. It's beautiful. Okay, the other thing that we're gonna do for this interface will be this part right here. The first one is this conversations area, and the second one is this place where the user can send the message actually. So let's do that. Okay, let's define a body for our scaffold. Let's come down here and say body. It's gonna be a column because we're gonna have two widgets, children. The first one will be a container, and the second one a container as well. But this one will have a color of white, and this one will be expanded. This one will not be expanded, but it's just gonna be it's gonna have some heights, and let's give it 120. So that's 70. Yeah, as you can see, it's divided. We have first this part right here, and this is the second part. Okay, in this part right here, we want to be able to display the messages, all the messages of the actual conversation. So the way we're going to do that is by declaring here a list view builder so we can display all the messages. But before doing that, we're going to need a model. So we're going to create a model here, and before creating that model we're going to need an enum. So let me do it so you can see. So this enum, let's declare it. It's going to be called message type. It's gonna be me and friend. That's it. And our model will be called conversation model. It's a class, so we're gonna need id. It's nullable. String message, excuse me, it's nullable. After that we're gonna need a message type, which is nullable as well. Let's create a constructor. So they're gonna be this id message and message type, just like that. Okay, since we have our model, we can now create the lists of the conversations that we want to display here in this part right here. So I don't want to waste your time. I have already created a list of all the messages, all the conversations that we want. So what I have to do is to come up here, convert these stateless widgets into a stateful widgets, and here I'm just gonna paste the list of all the conversations that we need. So as you can see, the list is called conversations. Here we're just gonna have a model, an objects, an objects of type conversation model, and here we have this id. Let me change this to, and this will be 3. Here we have the message type, and they are different one another from one another. Okay, So after that, we're just gonna come here in this container, and we'll have a child. It's gonna be a list view builder, just like that. And here the attempt count will be our conversations lists lengths. Yeah, after that we just want to return the texts, and that text will be conversations index message. Yeah, as you see here, we have our messages, they are displayed, but now we just want to add some style to these text right here. Okay, let's make this text more beautiful. So the first thing will be to wrap it by container. This container will have a decoration. Let's say box decoration. The color will be white. The border radius will be, let's say, or maybe 20. Let's say, and see. Yeah, it's good, but we're gonna need some padding all around. It's gonna be 20. Yeah, like that. We're gonna need also some margin to have some space between the conversations only the bottom. Let's say 20, just like that. It's great. But now we want to make a difference between these messages. So if the message is from me, I don't want the color to be white. I want its color to be red. So the way I'm gonna do that is very simple. All I have to do is to come here to the decoration and add some conditions. So I'm gonna say conversations index that's message type. If it's from a friend, the color can be white, but if it's not, I want the color to be red. Let's 70. Yeah, it's good. I'm gonna do the same thing for the color of the text inside the container. So I'm gonna add some style here, text style color, and here let's just copy paste this code so we can go faster. But here it's gonna be white, and here black, just like that. Here you see it works, but we don't want our containers to be this big, so let's change that. All we have to do is to wrap our container by a widget called unconstrained box. Let's save, just like that. And here we're gonna change the alignment. Let's make them center left, all of them. Yeah, just like that. Here, as you can see, it works, but we don't want all the text to be displayed at the same side. So if the text is from me, I want this text to be at the right side, but if it's not, I want this text to be displayed at the left side. So what I have to do is to come here again and make this condition. So if it's from friend, it's gonna be at the left side, but if it's not, center right. just like that. It's good. All we have to do now is to add some space all around our lists view. So we're gonna say padding, agent set, symmetric, horizontal, it's gonna be 20, just like that. Let's increase the radius of our container where it is. Let's make it 30. Yeah, it's more beautiful like that. So it's good. Okay, let's add some constraints to our containers right here. So we want to say box constraint, box constraint, max width, it's gonna be only 50% of the screen, just like that. Okay, it's great. Okay, now let's display this icon, these widgets, these widgets right here. So the way we're gonna display that is to make sure first we are at the last index of our list actually. So first let's remove this unnecessary container, and here we're just gonna do like this. We're gonna increase the length of our list, and here let's make a condition. So whenever the index +1 equals conversations.length +1, gonna be able to return a container. Don't worry, you're not gonna see anything for now, but let's move forward. And after that, we're gonna need some decoration for this container, so it's gonna have some decoration. So for the radius will be the same as the conversations radius, let's say 30. And after that, it's gonna have also a color. This color will be gray 200. So after this color, we want to be able to display something inside of this container. As you can see here, we have 3 other containers inside of it. So to display them, we're gonna need a row widgets, because there are 3 widgets. And so the first one will be a container. It's gonna have a height, let's give it 15. Width will be the same thing. It's gonna have some decoration. This decoration will be, first let's define the shape. The shape will be a cycle, and after that we're gonna need a color. So the color of this first container will be a gray color, but with some opacity of 0.9, like that. And after that, we're just gonna copy paste these widgets 2 times, and yeah, they are displayed. Okay, the color of this second container will be 0.6, and the last one 0.3. Okay, it's good. But now we're gonna need some margin, only at the right side. Let's say only 5. Okay, this is the way to go. You can just copy this margin and here we go. It's good, but now we're gonna need some padding all around this container right here, and let's say padding, let's say 10, and see, yeah, it's good. But now, as you can see, it's taking all the available space, so let's fix that by wrapping it inside another container called unconstrained box. Let's save and see. Yeah, it's good, but it's centered, and we're gonna align that to the left side, center left, just like that, and boom, everything works. We're good. We are good. Okay, now let's take the last part, but not the least, of today's video. So as you see here, we're gonna have this part right here. We have this icon, and here in the middle we're gonna have this text form field, and the last widgets is this container with a center icon at the center of it. So let's do that. So first we're gonna come here at the second part of our body, and inside of this we're gonna need a row widgets. Oops, children. So the first widget will be an icon, the second one will be the text fields, text field, and the last one will be the send icon. Okay, let's do that. So the first one is this icon. Let's say icon, sentiment satisfied, like that. Let's increase the size, let's say 40, just like that. And after that, here we're gonna have our text form field. So we are inside a row, so we're gonna need an expanded widgets text form field. We're gonna remove these consts, just like that. And here I have some decoration, input decoration, let's say collapsed, and here we're gonna write type message, stuff like that. So here the last element of this row will be actually a container. This container will have some decoration, let's say box decoration. It's gonna have a color will be red, and the shape will be cycle. Let's save and see. So here we're gonna need the icon, actually icons send. The color will be white, just like that. So here we're gonna need some padding all around these widgets. Let's say 20, and see. Okay, now let's add some padding to this container. And so let's come up here and say it's gonna be symmetric, horizontal 20, just like that. And here between these two widgets we're gonna need also some space, so I'm gonna come here and write size box, gonna be width, let's say 10. Yeah, like that. It's great. So let's try to write something here. Okay, as you can see here, it works, but it's not really working very well. Okay, now we want this space to be able to decrease and increase according to what the user is actually typing here in this space here. And the way we're going to do that is very simple. What we have to do is to come up here in these text form fields and add some parameters like max lines, let's say 4, and the min lines will be only 1. Let's save. So now we can come here and try to write something. It's gonna increase according to what the user is actually typing, just like that. Yeah, it's great. It's increasing and decreasing according to what the user is actually typing. So I'm getting rid, deleting all the text, and as you can see it's decreasing. Yeah, like that. Okay, it's good. Okay guys, thanks for watching till the end. Don't forget to hit the like button if you like the video. If you have any question about this video, please let me know in the comment section below and I'll be back to you. If you want to support our channel, please watch another video, like and subscribe so you don't miss any future video like this. Okay, I'll see you in the next one. Peace.